Good morning, first grade. This is first grade math for Monday, November 30th, 2020. These are the supplies you'll need for our lesson today. You'll need your regular lesson book, your practice book, your whiteboard, a dry erase marker, and a pencil. Pause the video here and make sure you have all your supplies ready to go. And when you have all your supplies ready to go, you can press play again. Pause your video here and get ready. Welcome back. Let's open up first our lesson book to chapter 4. We're beginning a brand new chapter, first grade. Chapter 4, Subtraction Strategies. It is on page 149. Page 149. Let's take a look at this first page. Curious George has a question for us. 6 little chicks are on the fence. 2 chicks hop away. How many are there now? Did you say 4? If you said 4, you would be correct. Let's get our whiteboards out. I'm going to read that story one more time, and I'd like you to write the subtraction sentence on your whiteboards that goes along with that story. 6 little chicks are on the fence. 2 chicks hop away. How many are there now? Did you get that same sentence? Let's read it together. 6 minus 2 equals 4. Good job. Now let's pretend for a moment those same 4 chicks are on the fence. Let's continue the story. 4 chicks are sitting on the fence. 3 chicks fly away. How many chicks are there now? Can you write a subtraction sentence that continues on? I'll say it again. 4 chicks are sitting on the fence. 3 chicks hop away. How many chicks are there now? Did you get a subtraction sentence like this? Let's read it together. 4 minus 3 equals 1. Good job. All right, let's move on. Looking back at your lesson book, page 150. Show what you know. Model subtraction. Use cubes to show each number. Take away. Write how many are left. Number 1. 5 take away 2. How many are left? If you said 3, you are correct. Write 3 on the line. Number 2. 3 take away 1. How many are left? If you said 2, you are correct. Use symbols to subtract. Use the picture. Write the subtraction sentence. Number 3. What number goes first? Remember, in a subtraction sentence, we always want the biggest number first. How many starfish do I have all together? 6. Let's write 6 on the first line. Minus, how many? Good. equals, right? The difference will be how many are left. 4. Read it with me. 6 minus 2 equals 4. Good. Let's move on to number 4. What's my big number? Excellent. Minus how many? 1 equals how many are left? Good. Read it with me. 4 minus 1 equals 3. Subtract all or 0. Write how many are left. Number 5. 3 minus 0 equals 3. Good. Remember, boys and girls, if I take away nothing, my number stays the same. Number 6. 4 minus 4 equals, if I have 4 birds and they all fly away, how many do I have left? 0. Remember, boys and girls, when you have a number and you take away that number again, you end with 0 every time. Let's move on to page 151. Vocabulary Builder. Let's review these words that we're going to be using in Chapter 4. Please read them like a parrot after me. Difference, subtract, subtraction, sentence, take away. Visualize it. Complete the chart. Mark each row with a check. So here we are going to think about the words in our chapter and whether I know them, they sound familiar, or I do not know. Think about these words. The word is difference. Would you put a check mark here saying, I know what the word difference is? Or would you mark here? Does it just sound familiar but you're not sure what the word is? Or, I do not know what the word difference means. Go ahead and place your check mark. What about the word subtract? Check one of the boxes. I know it, sounds familiar, or I do not know. The word is subtract. The next word, subtraction sentence. I know that, sounds familiar, or I do not know, Mrs. Drana. The phrase is subtraction sentence. And our last word, take away. Put a check here if you know it. Put a check here if it just sounds familiar, or I do not know, Mrs. Trana. Mark one of the boxes for the word take away. All right. Let's review what these words mean. Hopefully you checked most of the boxes here for I know, because we've talked about these words many times. But if for some reason you marked sounds familiar or Mrs. Trana, I don't know, then we're going to go ahead and review. Always helps to review. Let's look at this first word, difference. The answer to a subtraction problem is called the difference. So in this sentence here, 3 is the difference or the answer to a subtraction problem. Can you say difference? Good. Let's move on. Subtract. When you subtract, you take away part of a group from a whole group. So subtract and take away mean the same thing. Let's look at subtraction sentence. A subtraction sentence is a number sentence in which one number is subtracted from another. All right, let's move on. Understand vocabulary. Complete the sentences with review words. So we're going to be using one of these here. Also, you can find those words up here to complete the following sentences. Number 1, read it with me, please. 3 is the blank for 5 minus 2 equals 3. 3 is the what? Difference. Yes, that's right, difference on the line. Let's move on to number 2. Read it with me, please. 7 minus 4 equals 3 is a... Did you say subtraction sentence? If you did, you would be right. Let's write it on the line. Good. Let's move on. Number 3. You blank to solve 5 minus 1. Let's cross out the ones we used. You what? Did you say subtract? That would be correct. Could you also say take away? You could. You could say either one. They mean the same thing. I'm going to use the word subtract. You subtract to solve 5 minus 1. You can take away 2 counters from 6 counters. Let's use the phrase take away. Remember, these could be on either line. They mean the same thing. Good job. Let's turn our page. On page 152, you'll find the game under the sea. This is a great game to play with mom or dad or brother or sister on your own time. I encourage you to do that if you would like. Let's move on to our lesson today, lesson 4.1. Our lesson name is Count Back. Pause the video here, take your pages out, staple them together, and get ready for our lesson. Pause the video here and get your papers ready. All right, welcome back. Let's make sure your name is at the top, always, and the date, 11-30-20. Very good. Lesson 4.1 is titled Count Back. Essential question: how can you count back 1, 2, or 3? Listen and draw. Start at 9, count back to find the difference. 9 minus 1, you would start on 9 and hop back 1 to 8. The difference is 8. First grade friends, in your learning packet I sent home this week, there should be a number line. It's a tape number line that you can, almost like a sticker that you can stick to your desk or your table, wherever you have created your learning space. And you can use that number line to help you in your counting back. You can also use your page here. You don't have to have that number line, but if you want to pause the video here and get that number line taped down, you could also use that. All right, let's move on. 9 minus 2. Starting at 9, let's take 2 hops. 1 hop, 2 hop. What did we end on? 7, good. Trace your numbers. Let's move on. 9 minus 3. Starting at 9, let's take 3 hops. 1, 2, 3. What number did we end on? 6. So 9 minus 3 equals 6. Very good. Let's turn our page to page 154. 154. Model and draw. You can count back to subtract. Use 8 counters, count back 1 counter, the difference is 7. Let's trace that now, friends. Very good. Use counters, count back 1, 2, or 3 to subtract. Write the difference. 5 minus 1 equals 4. Blank equals 5 minus 2. Oh, they put the difference first. Be careful. Sometimes the difference is at the end. Sometimes the difference is at the beginning. Blank equals 5 minus 2. Did you come up with 3? Good. I'm going to let you take this time to complete numbers 1 through 36 on your own. Go ahead and pause the video now and do your lesson from 1 to 36. When you're done with number 36, you can press play again and we'll continue on. Pause the video here and do your own work. All right, hopefully you've completed your subtraction. Let's move on and do our hot problem together. Alex subtracts 3 from 10. What is a subtraction sentence he could write? Well, let's circle my important numbers. I have a 3 and a 10. Remember, in subtraction, I always start with my big number. So between 3 and 10, which is my big number? If you said 10, you are correct. 10 minus 3 equals. So start at 10 and hop back 3 times. What is your answer? If you said 7 is the difference, you are correct. Let's move on. Let's do some problem solving together. Write a subtraction sentence to solve. Paco has 11 train cars. He puts 2 train cars on the track. How many train cars are off the track? Well, it's talking about how many are on the track, how many are off the track. They want us to find the difference between the two. Remember, if they want me to find the difference, they're asking me to do subtraction or take away. Let's look at the 2 numbers they have given me. Circle 11 and 2. Those are my 2 important numbers. In subtraction, my big number always comes first. What's my big number between 11 and 2? What do you think? Easy, right? It's 11. Let's put 11 first. Minus 2 equals blank train cars. Start at 11 and hop back 2 times on your number line. Did you land on the number 9? 9 is the difference. Read it with me. 11 minus 2 equals 9 train cars. Good job. Let's look at number 39. It's a hot problem. We're going to do it. Paco puts 1 more train car on the track. How many train cars are off the track now? So, we have to look back here at exercise 38 for information to solve. Paco puts 1 more train car on the track. How would I solve that? Well, back here it says how many train cars are off the track. I know 9 are off the track. But here it says Paco puts 1 more train car on the track. What should we do, friends? Any ideas? Okay, let's start with 9. Remember, we have to use this answer. He puts 1 train car on the track, so let's subtract that. 9 minus 1, okay, would give us what? If you said 8 for the difference, you are correct. Good job. That one was tricky, wasn't it? Test prep. Read it with me, please. Josh had 9 toy cars. He gave some of them to Paul. Now Josh has 7 toy cars. How many did he give to Paul? Which subtraction sentence answers the problem? So first, let's write the very first part. He has 9 toy cars. Let's write that, friends. Then he gave some of them to Paul. So minus a number we don't know. We don't know what the word some is, do we? Equals, at the very end, it says now Josh has 7. So it gives us that difference, doesn't it? We're not sure about that middle number. How can we get from 9 down to 7? How many hops would we have to hop back? Well, let's see. Are there any that say 9 minus something equals 7? No. 9 minus, no, that doesn't match. 9 minus 2 equals 7? That sounds right, and it matches this answer. So I know I'm right. Let's fill in that bubble. Good job. You're finished with your lesson today, but I would like you to open up your practice book, and I would like you to do lesson 4.1 in your practice book. It's the same exact lesson that we just covered, just in your practice book. And be sure that you complete lesson 4.1 in your practice book. Okay, it's practice 73 and practice 74. All right, have a great day, friends. Good job.